The moment you forget your Lord, the world of Maya is there to engulf you. And the generals of Maya are Kam, Krodh, Lobh, anger, greed, desire. They are all there to push you. If you want to save yourself, don't forget your Lord for even a moment. So how will you do that? Sambhutencha vinashancha yastadvedo bhayam saha vinashena mrityuntirtva sambhutyamritamashnude. So there are two areas, the divine area and the material area. In the divine area, keep growing your love. Keep growing your faith. Make it a childlike faith. Once there was a 5-year drought in a village. So the villagers decided that the Thakurani 15 kilometers away, if we go and beseech her, all of us, she will definitely reciprocate and cause the rain to come. All the villagers gathered and started going. One little boy brought an umbrella along. Parents, the others said, "Why are you bringing the umbrella along?" He said, "Because we are going to pray for the rain. So if we pray, will the Thakurani not reciprocate?" He had his childlike faith. And on the way back, the rain started. He was the only one carrying the umbrella. So in the spiritual realm, what we need is that faith in the names of God, in the forms of God, in the pastimes of God, in His virtues, in His abode, in the Guru. Faith, childlike faith. And in the world, you need tact. You need to accept the world for what it is. Saints also come in this world, and the world is unable to disturb them. One saint had taken up a charitable cause. Now, for the sake of the cause, he needed money. Kabir ji says, "Mar jaun, mangu nahi, apne tan ke kaaj." Let me die, but never ask anybody for my own sake. Paramarat ke karane mohi tanik na ave laaj. Asking for a spiritual cause, I will never feel embarrassed. I greatly appreciate the culture in Christian America, where children take great pride in gathering for a cause. They are encouraged. In fact, this thing we need to learn from the Christian culture, where anybody who associates with any church, without asking, they take out 10%. The nature of giving. And that matter, we Hindus are way, way behind. One person in North Carolina, his seva, what he used to do, he would gather funds and send them to India for charitable causes. So he would just go around asking. Now this was the year 2011. Since then the value of the dollar has reduced to half. He met me and said, "Swamiji, the average American gives $5,000 charity in a year." So I said, "Now how much does the average Indian give?" He said, "The average Indian gives $250 a year." So nevertheless, this saint, he went asking, and when he asked somebody, that person spat on him. The saint said, "Thank you. That was for me. And for the poor children, do you have anything?" This is spirituality. that nothing is able to disturb him. He has got his mind in God and he is going about doing his works. So how do you do your works? You need tact. Learn tact from Voltaire. Although Voltaire was a gross materialist, he was one of the Renaissance writers, artists of France. So at a time in the 18th century when France and England were right at the top of the world, and there was great arch enemies, both of them, Voltaire went to London, and seeing this guy, he was the most famous French man of his time. The Britishers were so annoyed, the Englishmen. They said, we need to punish him. He was hearing them all discussing that we need to punish you, we need to punish you. He said, Englishmen, is it not sufficient punishment that I am not an Englishman but I am a Frenchman? They said, yeah, you have already been punished, you are a Frenchman. He diffused the situation by his tact. Learn to tactfully deal with the world. You are a man of the world. Learn the ways of the world and handle the world without any attachment. So speak palatably. Satyam bruyat, priyam bruyat. Na bruyat satyam apriyam. Speak the truth, but speak the truth palatably. Don't speak the truth that is unpalatable and hurtful to others. You don't call a blind man andha. You call the blind man surdas. You call the blind man pragya chakshu. It then becomes an honor. That is why the English language has changed from the days we were in school. Now, from being handicapped, people were called differently abled. What a beautiful word, differently abled. So people who are intelligent, they know how to speak words that please, words that are effective, words that are progressive, words that are enlightening. That is what this mantra is telling us, that handle the world and at the same time, sambhuti, keep your love for God. And keep your love for God alone. This is Karma Yog. Actually, the word religion, from Latin it comes religion, means relink, reconnect with God. We have gotten disconnected. To establish that connection is religion. And that is what is Karma Yoga. Yoga means union. And that union will come with the mind. So when you keep your mind in God, you are now practicing religion. You are now a yogi with the mind in God and doing your worldly works. So the verse is saying that keep your mind in God for a little time? No. If the mind comes away from God, it will go to the world. So keep the attachment in God. Just like a mother. She may be working all day long, but the attachment is in the little one. I hope my child is not crying. I hope my child is okay. Kabir ji said, take inspiration from the cow. If you think you are attached to your children, the cow is many times more attached. So the cow, when it's taken to graze, it leaves its little calf, but keeps on thinking of it. The chit is in the calf. And even while grazing, the thoughts, whatever level of thoughts a cow can have, emotions are there. Sometimes they grow so deep that the grass falls off from its mouth. And then while it is returning, the cow coming close to the cowshed, the goshala, it breaks into a run and starts mooing to meet its little one. So the mind's attachment remains in the calf and it is going about its works. So Saint Kabir says, Sumiran ki sudhi yon karo, jo surabhi sutamahi. Kahe Kabir charo charat, bisarat kabhu kanai. It never forgets its child. You never forget your Lord. The moment you forget your Lord, the world of Maya is there to engulf you. And the generals of Maya are Kam, Krodh, Lobh, anger, greed, desire. They are all there to push you. If you want to save yourself, yoke your mind to God. That is why Hanumanji says, Kaha Hanumant vipati prabhu soi, jab tav sumiran bhajanan hoi. There is only one calamity when you forget God. That is why Narad Ji in his Bhakti Darshan says, don't forget your Lord for even a moment. So how will you do that? The practice of Karma Yog. When you come to the temple, charge up your spiritual batteries and your consciousness. And when you walk out of the temple, take your Lord along with you. He is with me. He is my witness. He is my protector. He is enjoyer of the fruits of my actions. So keep God with you wherever you go, whatever you do. This is the practice of the presence of God. There was one monk in England in the 12th century called Lawrence. He was a monk in a little monastery. He used to maintain a diary and he passed away. When he passed away, the diary fell in the hands of people. They read it and they said, "Oh my God, words of such wisdom." He was later recognized. His remains were taken out from there and put in the most important place in England. And the book was published, Practice of the Presence of God. He says out there exactly the same thing. He says, if I was a preacher, I would preach nothing but the practice of the presence of God. So when you practice the presence of God, you are practicing to yoke your mind in God and using your tact, your intellect, your social finesse to handle the world and to use the world in the service of God. Now, the goal is to have your mind constantly in God. As we discussed, it should not come off even for a moment. But reaching there will be a journey. People practice it for a little while, and when they forget God, they say, "Oh my God, this is so difficult. Swamiji, I tried and I was not able to do it. My mind came away." So remember, progress will always be one little delta at a time. A very interesting tale is of the connection between the US and Canada. In the 19th century, animosity was rampant between the two great neighbors. It was decided to bring the countries and their peoples together. We must build a bridge over the Niagara. So a place was chosen. But the problem was that the water speed was so rapid, and the turbulence of the river, it was an impossible engineering feat. So finally, one engineer called Theodore Hewlett in the year 1846, he hit upon an idea. He said, let us throw a rope across. But how do you throw a rope across such a huge river? So he organized a kite flying competition from both sides and said whoever can drop their kite on the other side will win. Finally, after a few months, Homan Walsh from the Canadian side, he managed to drop his kite on the American side. And then what they did was they started pulling the thread, and to it they tied a heavier thread, and to that they tied a heavier thread, to that they tied a tiny rope and then a bigger rope, and finally they had a half-inch diameter rope across. And the announcement was made, today we have connected America and Canada with a half-inch cord. So slowly they made it bigger and bigger, and finally the bridge was constructed, which exists till today. This progress happened slowly. So remember, you will also progress in your sadhana slowly. But a sadhak should keep this awareness. Am I progressing? Am I growing in my tolerance, in my wisdom, in my emotional stability? How am I doing as a sadhak? Look at this smart kid, high school kid. He wanted a summer assignment. So he went to the paid phone at the mall and he rang up a number and said, "Sir, you had a vacancy for an office boy. Is it still available? Can I apply for it?" The person on the other side said that we employed a boy 1 week ago. So very sorry, there is no vacancy now. He said, "Sir, it's possible the boy is not doing well and the job may fall again. How is the boy doing?" So the voice came that the boy is doing absolutely fine and we still have no vacancies. He put the phone down and he said, "Yippee!" The shopkeeper said, "Look, your job is taken by someone and that person is doing well. So why are you celebrating?" He said, "I am the boy who's been engaged. I was just checking how are they thinking I am doing." So the feedback loop. Now in this case, it is your own feedback, your own self-awareness, the effort you are putting in. You don't need to go and ask, "Gurudev, please tell me now where have I reached?" You judge for yourself. Has your anger reduced? Are you feeling less hurt nowadays? Are you having less mood swings? If all these things are happening, it means that you are progressing. The antahkaran is getting cleansed. So what a beautiful verse this is. Love God and handle the world. This is the Karma Yog that Gita teaches, that Sri Maharaj Ji taught us.